Hi, I'm Daniel, Varsity Landscaping's corporate trainer. Welcome to the Insects, Arachnids, and Nematodes section of Varsity Landscaping's 2026 Virginia Registered Pesticide Technician Exam Preparation Series. Correct pest identification is one of the most important skills a pesticide applicator can develop. Before selecting a pesticide or treatment method, we must first understand what type of organism we are dealing with. In this chapter, we'll review the characteristics of insects, the differences between insects and arachnids, common life cycles, and the basics of nematodes. These are all concepts that may appear on the Virginia Registered Technician Certification exam and are important in everyday pest management. Before we can effectively manage pests, we need to correctly identify them. Different pests require different control methods. For example, a product that works well on insects may not be effective against mites, ticks, or plant diseases. Misidentifying a pest can lead to wasted time, wasted money, and poor results. As pesticide applicators, our goal is not simply to apply products. Our goal is to solve problems. Proper identification allows us to choose the right product, apply it correctly, and achieve the best possible outcome for our customers. A good applicator treats the cause of the problem, not just the symptoms. All insects share several key characteristics that make them different from other pests. First, insects have three body regions: the head, thorax, and abdomen. Second, insects have 6 legs. This is one of the easiest ways to identify them. Third, insects have one pair of antennae, which they use to sense their environment. Finally, insects have an exoskeleton, which is a hard outer covering that provides support and protection. Common examples of insects include ants, beetles, flies, mosquitoes, and grasshoppers. For the exam, remember this simple rule: 6 legs equals insect. Understanding insect anatomy helps us identify pests and understand how they function. The head contains the eyes, antennae, and mouth parts. Different insects have different mouth parts designed for chewing, piercing, sucking, or sponging food. The thorax is the middle section of the insect and contains the legs and wings. All 6 legs are attached to the thorax. The abdomen contains many of the insect's internal organs, including parts of the digestive, reproductive, and respiratory systems. Knowing these body regions can help you recognize insects during inspections and understand how various control methods affect them. Many insects undergo a process known as complete metamorphosis. These insects pass through 4 distinct life stages: egg, larva, pupa, and adult. The larval stage often looks completely different from the adult stage. For example, a caterpillar eventually becomes a butterfly, and a maggot eventually becomes a fly. Examples of insects with complete metamorphosis include flies, beetles, butterflies, and moths. Understanding life cycles is important because some pesticides work better on certain life stages than others. Some insects develop through incomplete metamorphosis. Instead of 4 stages, these insects have 3: egg, nymph, and adult. A nymph looks similar to the adult insect but is smaller and usually lacks fully developed wings. Examples include grasshoppers, cockroaches, and stink bugs. Unlike complete metamorphosis, there is no pupal stage. This distinction is commonly tested on certification exams, so make sure you can recognize the difference between complete and incomplete metamorphosis. Arachnids are often confused with insects, but they are a completely different group of animals. Common arachnids include spiders, ticks, and mites. Unlike insects, arachnids have 8 legs instead of 6. They also have 2 body regions rather than 3 and do not have antennae. This distinction is important because some pesticides are labeled specifically for insects, while others may target mites or ticks. For the exam, remember, insects have 6 legs, while arachnids have 8. Nematodes are microscopic roundworms that live in soil, water, plants, animals, and many other environments. Some nematodes are harmful because they feed on plant roots and can cause significant crop and turf damage. Others are beneficial and help control insect pests naturally. As we conclude this chapter, let's review the key concepts. Insects have 6 legs, 3 body regions, 1 pair of antennae, and an exoskeleton. Arachnids have 8 legs, 2 body regions, and no antennae. Complete metamorphosis follows the sequence of egg, larva, pupa, and adult. Incomplete metamorphosis follows the sequence of egg, nymph, and adult. Houseflies undergo complete metamorphosis and do not have a nymph stage. Finally, nematodes are roundworms that may be beneficial or harmful depending on the species. Understanding these concepts will help you identify pests accurately and answer common questions on the Virginia Registered Technician Certification Exam. Thank you for completing Varsity Landscaping's Insects, Arachnids, and Nematodes, chapter of the Virginia Registered Technician Exam Preparation Series. Accurate pest identification is the foundation of effective pest management. By understanding insect characteristics, life cycles, arachnids, and nematodes, you'll be better prepared to make informed decisions in the field and on the certification exam. Continue reviewing these concepts and complete any additional study materials provided. We appreciate your commitment to safety, professionalism, and ongoing education. Good luck with your exam preparation, and we'll see you in the next chapter of the series.